Cause I feel like I'm heading in the wrong direction. I always find myself coming back to the question, ooh, what's a man gotta do? What's a man gotta do to get close to you? What's a man gotta do? What's a man gotta do to get close to you?
Welcome to Boy Midflight, where the stories get real, the laughs get loud, and the feels, well, they just might take flight. I'm your narrator and author, Charlie David, and this audiobook podcast is brought to you by Border to Border Entertainment. Here, we make love stories, whether they're messy, magical, or somewhere in between. This novel is a special one because I'm sharing something close to my heart. My very first book. Yep, I wrote Boy Midflight when I was just 18 years old, and now I'm opening it up for you to enjoy. Cringe, swoon, and hopefully laugh along with me. Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe to the Border to Border Entertainment YouTube channel so you never miss a chapter of this journey. And let's be real, so you can keep the love stories coming. And hey, I love hearing from you. Got a question, a comment, or just want to fangirl or fanboy over a particular chapter? Drop it in the comments. I read them all, and trust me, I enjoy responding just as much. Oh, and if you find yourself falling for this story, you can support my work by grabbing your own copy of Boy Midflight. The paperback and ebook are just a click away. Links are in the show notes and about section. All right, enough chit-chat. Let's get this story soaring. Ready? Let's dive in.
Chapter 2. My vocal coach and mentor, Millie, asked. No, she told me to journal. She said it will help free up my stream of consciousness, whatever that means. Millie, ever wise and wonderful, suggested I write in the mornings to clear all the garbage out of my head so I can go on with the day free and clear of junk. I told her that was stupid. Why would I want to record junk? Regardless, here I am with my pen and paper at 6 a.m. writing. March 17th. Peanut, parsnip, peppermint patty, pony, my little pony. This is dumb. Am I really just supposed to write whatever words come into my messed up little head? Duck, buck, fuck, truck. This sucks. How will this free my stream of consciousness? Need coffee. Morning wood. Chris. All I can say is wow. Chris and I at this point seem like a sure thing to some degree. That is both scary and very, very exciting. I can't wait to call him. I can't wait to hold his hand and for that moment when we unite our lips. To feel his tongue inside my mouth and to place mine in his will be ecstasy. Feeling his body press close to mine and to have our arms wrapped around each other. I just want to stare into his big blue eyes and stroke his hair and lips all day. He's going to break up with Jeremy to be with me. Oh no, I'm that guy. Maybe I don't need a boyfriend or to steal someone else's. Maybe I just want a guy friend. I need that, a guy friend to go out with, talk and joke with. I have a multitude of girlfriends here, but I need the balance of male companionship. I want a guy to play football with. I want a guy to talk with, to share my dreams with. Sometimes I get so lonely. I just want somebody to touch me, to give me a hug. Dad never hugged me. Oh shit. Is that what this is about? I am so fucking confused. No, this isn't about Dad. This is about sex. No, it's about love. It's about not going to bed every night hugging my pillow, just wishing I had someone to be holding on to. Oh God, I sound so pathetic. What do you think of all this? A Catholic boy living in venial sin. How pathetically predictable. Screw it. I can't do it anymore, God. I can't pretend that I'm like all the rest of the sheep in the flock. I'm not. And by the way, I don't even know who you are, and I don't know that I should call you God because I think you're something different than what I was taught you are. Universal life force energy is a little too wordy. I'll call you Antonio, which is actually fitting since I can't help saying, oh my God, every time I see Antonio Sabato Jr. I put down the pen. Okay then, that was a rapid marathon through a little swamp of confusion, wasn't it? Maybe Millie is right. Maybe there's more going on in my head than I realize. The waiting game. Getting up this morning, a strange new energy envelops me. It is an acute anticipation, an excitement. I can't wait to get to school, yet there is new joy in the usually mundane and monotonous tasks of my morning procedures. I find myself singing in the shower. Extra special attention is taken in the choice of clothes, the intricate styling of my hair. My mind races as I eat breakfast. I fantasize about our initial encounter, what I say, what he says. I set out on my bike and the sun kisses my face. Yes, I ride a bike. It's both sporty and environmentally friendly. No handle grip ribbons yet, but I've been seriously considering investing. Where was I? Oh, yes. A gentle wind caresses my chest. This path I've traveled 100 times reveals new beauty. I notice the trees decorating themselves in white and pink blossoms as if in celebration. The salty, humid air brings a rush of emotion and visions of last night. I play back our conversation and see our encounter as an audience viewing a film. Antonio, make this be right. I need this love, this friendship. Jazz class. No familiar orange parachute pants. No Chris. Where the hell is he? Oh shit. You knew this would happen. You were moving too fast, fell too soon, and too hard. He doesn't feel the same way. What was I thinking? He's in a relationship. And he wears orange parachute pants. Get it together. He's probably just late. End of jazz. Lunch. I struggle through the day, unfocused. How can a day birth so much promise and bring so much uncertainty? Back home after dinner, I sit cross-legged on the kitchen counter deliberating. Should I call him? What will I say? Wait until tomorrow. No, if he's sick, I need to show my concern. For my sanity, I have to call. I lift the receiver and tentatively dial Chris's number. Then I hang up. After a few moments, I dial again. Hello? Hey, buddy, this is Ashley. Missed you in class today. I was just calling to see how you are. This is Blair. Oh, sorry. How you doing? I sheepishly blurt. All right, man. Should I get Chris? Blair asks. Yeah, thanks. Crap. Chris's roommate. Hello? Chris. My heart skips to somewhere up near my throat. Hi. How are you? I ask. I'm good. How are you? He asks emphatically. Good. I'm doing good. Where were you today? Sick, or did you take one of your spiritual hiatuses? Spiritual hiatus, he laughs. What are you doing now? You want to come over? Oh, God, yes. I was just doing some homework, but I could take a break for a while. What do you want to do? I ask, presuming a cool, unexcited tone. Well, we could watch a movie or something. Freeze frame. Okay, I have to explain something before we continue. The last time the two of us watched a movie together was a frightening experience, and not just because we went to see Scream 3 at a Halloween rerun festival. Chris is a fan of the horror genre in film and has dragged me to forgettable features in the second-run theater such as Ninth Gate and Tim Burton's Sleepy Hollow. Although I can definitely find beauty in darkness and have loved cult classics such as Anne Rice's Interview with a Vampire, my spirit is enlightened by feel-good shows like My Best Friend's Wedding, Beaches, and Moonstruck. How gay is that? Did I mention Fried Green Tomatoes? Don't laugh. Rent it. It's gorgeous. Okay, back to the frightening experience. So, a large group of our friends from college had decided to screw the homework and head downtown for a film. Jeremy, to my sheer delight, was nowhere to be seen. As we walked down the aisle amidst a plethora of pseudo-murders and screams, my heart races as I mentally calculate the exact coordinates of our seating arrangements. I settle into my red fabric chair between two best friends, the beautiful Michelle on my right and Chris on my left. As the trailers, my favorite part of the movie experience, roll, I unabashedly start the dance. My leg presses against Chris's, and I lean over and take a guess at who the killer might be. By the time Courtney Cox has appeared as Gale Weathers, I am putting my patented secret gay contact strategies into practice. I fold my arms and, putting my right hand under my left arm, I brush Chris's right arm. I am definitely treading on dangerous ground. He could turn and look at me strange, at which point I pretend to scratch an itchy elbow, or he could fold his arms and slip his left hand under his right arm to meet mine. Sparks! The sexual tension between us is only heightened by our surroundings and the need to keep this contact secret. We grasp each other's hand desperately. Chris turns and looks at me. I return his gaze and get lost in the blue water of his eyes. It seems volumes are spoken and an eternity is shared in this momentary glance. Or does he just want his hand back so he can get more popcorn? Nev Campbell has escaped with her life intact once again, and the house lights flicker on as the audience files out. There is a consensus among our friends that coffee and dessert at the Cheesecake Cafe are in order. Let's take a walk, Chris suggests. He tugs on my arm and motions for us to take a side street away from the group. It's a beautiful night, and we walk in silence towards the harbor. The legislative building's every tower, window, and molded archway are illuminated with tiny glinting white lights. Small waves lap at a few yachts and several sailboats docked in front of the Empress, a large castle-like hotel covered with vines resting among immaculately landscaped grounds. A horse-drawn carriage clip-clops by us as we rest against the ornate stone balustrade encircling the inner harbor. There's nothing I'd like to do more than kiss you right now, Chris suddenly gushes. I mean, this is all so weird, but it just feels so right. I could hardly concentrate on the movie. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have, but I couldn't help it. Every time I'm around you, I can't think. I just get so excited. I want to kiss you too, like nothing else, but I don't know. I ramble in a breathless soliloquy. What? He asks, blue eyes imploring me. What is it? It's just, you're with Jeremy, and I have Rachel. I'm confused. I don't want to move too fast, you know? Do something we might regret. I continue in my tripping speech. Yeah, okay. Chris says as he takes my hand in the two of his and attaches my heart to a string. Let's get going. Everybody's probably wondering where the hell we are. We'll talk again? Yeah, I managed to spit out. That'd be good. Frightening. Frightening to my soul. My life was going along fine, and then Antonio decided to shake things up a bit, throw a wrench into the smoothly running engine of my life to make me reevaluate things. Watch a movie or something? The international code for let's get it on. Ashley, are you there? Chris asks, pulling me back to the present. I grip the phone a little tighter. Yeah, sounds cool. I'll be over in about half an hour, all right? Great. See you soon. I hang up and stretch my arms up heroically. We Will Rock You blares through the stadium and the crowd goes wild until I realize I'm in desperate need of some antiperspirant. Okay, get changed and let's go. The walk from my house to Chris's is lined with blossoming trees, rolling streets, and large old houses nestled in gardens of beeswax, robin's egg, coral, and ivory flowers. My breath lives shortly in the night air as I arrive and knock on the door. It opens to a vision in faded jeans and a blue t-shirt taut over his chest, a precocious smile, and those big, intent blue eyes that haunt me. Hey, you look great, he says, giving me a hug. Come on in. I remove my boots, my Airwalk snowboarding pair that I love though I don't board, and listen to Chris chattering and apologizing for the mess. How his roommate is such a slob leaves his socks everywhere. God, you're hot, I think. His apologetic, self-effacing nature is so endearing. It's also a weakness, I realize. He doesn't comprehend the magnitude of his talents, his looks, or his charm. People like him, all people. You seriously can't get mad at the guy. He could be a lot more commanding, really go for what he wants. But that's not his way, I guess. What are you thinking? Chris asks, sitting in his black leather swivel chair facing me as I sit cross-legged on his bed. how weird this all is, how much I'm into you, into this. I can't even look at him without smiling. I mean, I know I wanted something to happen between us the first day at school, the first time I saw you. Me too. It was just, I had a girlfriend and wanted so desperately to maintain that facade of a normal life, you know? I wanted the family, house with a picket fence, some sort of stability, all that bullshit. We sat in silence for a moment, trying to grasp the implications of a life alone. That's the thing. I can't imagine myself getting married to a guy. Even living together would seem strange to me. My concept of accepting gay life is associated with loneliness. I pull at the fray of a hole in my jeans and high school comes rushing back. The only thing I lost when coming out was my best friend. The one I longed for, my body through it all, and my imaginative lover. How ironic for him to push me away. He was gorgeous to me in his boyish way and mannerisms. He was skinny and lanky, but his blue eyes called me. His goofiness and humor attracted me, and one day I realized I was falling for him. I knew his body as well as I knew my own from changing together in gym, swapping clothes, and having sleepovers until we were 16. Sharing the same bed, under the same sheets, inches away but never touching. I've never slept less in my life, adrenaline pumping and my mind racing as I stared at the ceiling all night. We used to do everything together until I told him I was gay. I was going away for the weekend and he was driving me to the airport. I thought it was time he knew. Lighting a cigarette for him and one for myself, I exhaled my secret. "So you know I'm gay, right?" He shifted awkwardly in his seat and took a big drag off his smoke. We both stared straight ahead out at the highway in silence for what seemed an eternity. Then he turned to me and promised it was fine and he wouldn't tell anyone until I was ready. The weight I felt crushing my chest for so long was finally lifted. I had shared myself with someone and he accepted me. I flew away that weekend with a new sense of freedom and excitement. Maybe, just maybe, he was gay too and now he would come out to me. I actually expected that. I came home from my weekend away and arrived at school to strange stares from people and fingers pointing from clusters gathered in the locker-lined hallways. Everyone knew. When I confronted him, all he could say was, "You didn't actually think I could keep something like that to myself, did you?" From then on, everything changed. We stopped hanging out, just like that. Before the deadly poison was released, we hung out every day, talked on the phone for an hour every night. Now, I was lucky if I got an awkward lift of the chin in recognition down the school hallways. I stopped him one day and asked why it was weird. I told him I wanted my friend back. He replied, "I'm still your friend. I just hate gays. I think it's disgusting." I guess that's when the loneliness started to settle in. "Do you remember when we did that AIDS walk together in the fall?" Chris asks, pulling me back to the present. "I wanted to ask you out so badly, but then you told me you had a girlfriend. I was crushed. Probably didn't even realize that you were interested. Actually, I know I didn't, I recall. It was like we were part of each other's lives, but we kept missing each other. You were always there and I could sense it, but it was like you were behind a scrim I couldn't penetrate, so to speak." I laugh at his innuendo. Yeah, it was a growth time for me. I was discovering I actually had feelings and needed people. I lie down on his bed and place my arms behind my head, closing my eyes. My mind drifts to the many ups and downs I'd experienced since coming to college, this place of true self-realization. I open my eyes in contented disbelief to the sound of Chris gently singing. Propped up on one elbow, he strokes my hair with one hand as he smiles and continues singing. I take his hand in mine and shove any thought of how cheesy this all is out of my head. I don't care. I lean over and stop his mouth from the second verse with my own.
That's a wrap for this chapter of Boy Midflight. I hope you enjoyed the ride with Ashley and his friends as much as I enjoyed sharing it with you. If you're as impatient as I am and just can't wait to see what happens next, you can help me out and grab the full story today. The paperback, ebook, and even the audiobook are all available. Links are waiting for you in the show notes and About section. While you're here, don't forget to subscribe to the Border to Border Entertainment YouTube channel so you won't miss a single chapter. If you've got a friend who loves a love story, why not share this podcast with them? Got thoughts, questions, or just want to chat about what you just heard? Drop a comment below. I love reading them and will do my best to answer your questions. Thanks for listening. And until next time, keep dreaming big and loving boldly. Go make your own love story. I'll see you in the next chapter.
What's a man gotta do? What's a man gotta do to get close to feeling like I'm heading in the right direction? I always find myself coming back to the question, ooh. What's a man gotta do? What's a man gotta do to get close to you? I spend my time in the shadows looking for proof, but I can't open the blinds no matter what I do. I'm climbing the walls, but I fall and blame it all on you. And blame it all on you. Banging on your door till you finally come through. Heart is so tight, can't say what I want to. Ooh. What's a man gotta do? What's a man gotta do to get close to feeling like I'm heading in the right direction? I always find myself coming back to the question, ooh, yeah. What's a man gotta do? What's a man gotta do to get close to you? What's a man gotta do? What's a man gotta do to get close to you? Finally come through. Heart is tongue tied, can't say what I want to. Cause I feel like I'm heading in the wrong direction. I always find myself coming back to the question, ooh. What's a man gotta do? What's a man gotta do to get close to you? What's a man gotta do? What's a man gotta do to get close to you?